Hi guys, I'm a forester here, and this is my Spyderco Tenacious. It's an oldie but a goodie. I've had this knife a good while. I bought it back when I thought $30 was too much to pay for a knife. And if I remember right, I shopped around and I finally found this Tenacious on sale for $27. I think we'd all agree that it's a budget knife, but it's one that's very useful, and it's been my go-to knife when I have work to be done. I've been pretty hard on it. The last hard job that I did was taking up carpet with it. So how do you turn an inexpensive budget blade into a priceless heirloom? Well, one way is to give it a custom, one-of-a-kind mod job, and that's exactly what I intend to do with this knife. This is going to be a first for me. I usually carry my knives exactly how they came from the factory. The most I've ever changed on a knife is the pocket clip position, and I didn't even change that on this Tenacious. But I got the idea for modding this knife from other YouTube videos that I've watched. In particular, Knife Tech's modded his Tenacious, and I thought it came out looking great. More recently, Klaus Mueller modded a knife in a video that I watched. This Tenacious is a good knife for this kind of project. It didn't cost much, so I can learn on it. Now I'm going to make two modifications to it. First of all, I'm going to round the spine of this blade. It's squared off right now, and my goal is for it to come out looking like, or as close as I can, to this Chris Reeve Sebenza. I think that's really a sign of quality in a higher-end knife to have a rounded spine. It's an extra step that most manufacturers don't go to. Now the second modification that I'm going to make is to replace these G10 handle scales with some custom scales that I'm going to attempt to make out of walnut. I have some walnut scraps. Let me bring one scrap here onto the camera that I've used in other woodworking projects. The handle scales may be a little tricky though. It fits this scrap very well, but it might be a little tricky because these scales are so thin, and I'm not sure how brittle the walnut will be when it's that thin. This walnut is extra special to me because it was harvested and sawn by my grandfather in western North Carolina. I found some boards stored in an outbuilding a long time ago, and I've used it sparingly for special projects. Besides these two mods, I want to polish up the metal and smooth the action. I've used the knife so much it has a lot of scratches on the blades. I'm going to polish all that up, polish up any metal surfaces. It has a fairly stiff action, and one problem this knife has had is coming off center. I can get it close to center by tightening it up, but then the action is pretty stiff and it gets off center easily. I welcome any advice that you might have. As I said, this is the first project of its kind for me. I've never attempted anything like this. Hopefully I'll be back in a few weeks with an update on this project. Y'all take care.